Good afternoon, Year 6. Lovely to have you with us again. My name is Miss Krang. Maybe you can recognise my voice now. I think I've spoken to you like this quite a few times. I'm going to pass you over to Miss Vijaya Kumar now, ready to introduce herself as your new tutor. Miss, if you could just make sure that you're unmuted, then you are good to go.
Perfect. Thank you, Miss Krang. So, hi everyone, I'm Miss Vijaya Kumar. I'm going to be the new tutor for 7L, so welcome to Wangels. Okay, so I know I've got quite a long surname, so don't worry, I know it's hard to say. It's quite phonetic though, so it is sort of as it's read, Vijaya Kumar. I won't be offended if you want to call me Miss V. If you end up saying Miss, that's fine. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. So. Hopefully you have seen this already in the letter sent out, but I'm Miss Vijaya Kumar and I'm a maths teacher here at Wangels. I'm in a very similar position to all of you. I actually just started at Wangels School as well, so I'm new to this school and I know it can feel a little bit daunting, but already I do know my way around and I know who everyone is, and you'll feel the same in no time as well. So a little bit about me, which you might have seen already, just some of my hobbies. I like cooking, I like travelling, learning new languages. I also studied Spanish as well as maths, so I know some of you will be learning Spanish and French. I also did a little bit of French, so that'll be exciting. I'm sure we can talk about that in tutor as well. So that's my hobbies. I really look forward to learning about your hobbies in September as well, and I really hope you are looking forward to start and you're excited, you're not nervous, and it will all be fine. So just going on to what we expect, our expectations here. So the values at Wangels is that you're prepared to learn, you're proud of your achievements, efforts and successes. You want to be a positive member of the Wangels community. You do show respect to yourself, others, and you have a drive to learn and grow. You want to build resilience. You're going to be focused in lessons, you're on task, and you need to be responsible for speaking and acting towards others in a really kind way. And that's something I think we'll focus on in tutor as well. So as well as this, you can get achievement points based on these values. So if you work really well in lessons, you're prepared to learn, depending on your tutors or teachers, they will award you these points on something we have called Sims, where we monitor all of those. So the more you show all of this, the more achievement points we can give you. So in terms of uniforms, you can see on the right hand side. So uniform, you wear grey blazer with the school logo on the upper pocket. Blazers must be worn at all times. A school jumper underneath is not compulsory. Obviously in warmer weather, you're not expected to always wear that. But if you do wear one, it must be an official Wangels grey V-neck jumper. In colder months, you can wear a sensible coat, and especially for wet weather as well. Just be careful here because hoodies are not to be worn at all. So as well, you've got black tailored trousers or shorts. Any form of skin tight trousers, leggings, jeans, chinos or combat shorts cannot be worn, and shorts must be on the knee. And in terms of footwear, plain black flat shoes should be worn, and there shouldn't be any logos, and trainers cannot be worn. And then in terms of shirts, a white formal shirt with a collar should be worn, and the shirt should be tucked in at all times. As well, for jewellery, should adhere to Wangels health and safety protocols. So that's only small studs can be worn in ears or nose. All jewellery must be removed for PE and other practical lessons, and Wangels cannot take responsibility for the loss or theft of jewellery, so that's important to remember. Black knee-length skirts, they can be pleated, straight or A-line. Tight-fitting and elastic tube skirts are not to be worn. Plain black tights can be worn with a skirt or shorts. In terms of hair and makeup, this should be suitable for a formal working environment. Makeup should be kept to a minimum, be natural in colour and discreet. Nail extensions and gels are not allowed because these pose a risk for certain subjects that you might be doing, especially for practical subjects. Oh, sorry, actually, just before I move on, bottom right corner, some important people. You've got Mr. Bartlett, the head teacher. You've got Miss Aggio, who's assistant principal as well. And then you've got Miss Street, assistant principal, and Senko. So that's for head of special educational needs. And as you just heard, Miss Krang as well, she's head of year 7. And just the last but really important bit is that the school has a no phone policy. So phones should not be seen on school at all. And if they are, then this will be confiscated, okay? In terms of September, first day for year 7 will be Friday, 3rd of September. And this will be a really nice day actually, because it's just for year 7. So you won't come in and be, you know, worried about sort of coming into contact with all the other students. It'll just be year 7 and you can try and get to learn the school a little bit. So on this day, so Friday 3rd of September, you'll arrive at 8:40, meet your tutor group in the quad. So don't worry, it'll be really easy to find when you come in, and there'll be loads of other students coming in from year 7, and there will be a sign with your tutor group name on it. So I'll be there and I'll be waiting, and I will take you to your new tutor room. We'll have a welcome to Wangel to have a virtual assembly from Mr. Bartlett and Miss Krang. We'll have a tour of the school and something quite fun planned. We'll have a Wangel's treasure hunt, so that will really be a good opportunity for you to get to know all the different buildings, find your way around the school. And then we'll issue your timetables, planners, lockers, so we'll go through all the admin things. Also do a uniform and equipment check, and also individual check-in with your tutor, so that'll be really nice for me to get to know all of you individually. And SEN students, you'll receive a tour and introduction to the Den, which is a section of the school which is specifically designed, designated for special educational needs. And we'll have some icebreakers and activities, and then we'll finish the day at 3 p.m. And then you've got the weekend to relax and prepare yourself for the next week. So then we've got Monday, 6th of September, again, arrive by 8:40 a.m, go straight to your new tutor room. So hopefully you'll remember it from the Friday. And then we'll go through timetables, planners and lockers, start to bring your Wangel's passports, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. Icebreakers and activities again, and we'll do another check-in with tutors, so I'll have another chat with all of you. And then we'll start the school day. So I think that's period 1 and 2, where we will just have as a tutor group for you to settle in, and then we'll go to your normal lessons for the rest of the day after period 2, so 3, 4 and 5. You'll go into your new lessons and then start following your normal timetable after that. And then school will finish at 3 p.m. as normal. And just a little note as well, just be aware that this might change if the government change their plans with COVID and everything, but at the moment this is the plan as it stands. Okay, so Wangel's passport, hopefully you've all seen this now, and maybe some of you have already made a start. So over the summer holiday, we would love you to complete some of this if you can. It is optional, but it would be really nice to see this, and hopefully where I'm going to have my classroom is going to be our tutor room, and I'll have a display. I'm in the middle of preparing that, so that would be really nice if some of you could bring this in and we can start putting it around the room. So the project is due Friday, 10th of September, but if you want to bring it in before, that's absolutely fine. And if you do bring it in, all the entries will be put into a raffle and you could win a prize, okay? Okay, so just a chance for you to ask any questions. So just a polite reminder, can you not ask any personal questions? Can't tell you any names of other students in the tutor group, but any general questions we'll try our best to answer. So I'll have a look at the Q&A box. Okay, sorry, some of these are just taking a while to come in.
Miss, whilst you're waiting for some questions, could you maybe, and I might have missed this because obviously I'm doing lots of different things, could you tell students what it is about your subject that makes you think it is the best? I am biased and believe that drama is the best subject, but I'm sure you would disagree and say yours is.
Yeah, sure. So, of course, I've said I'm a maths teacher, so I really love maths. I think that it's really fun to have loads of problem solving things. You know, there's always an objective at the end of maths and you can work towards it. And there tends to be a right answer, but there's loads of different ways you can go about it normally. I'm a little bit biased as well because I said that I did do languages, and I think the maths and languages actually do link over quite nicely. You've got sort of patterns in both those subjects. So yeah, I'm a little bit passionate about both, but maths is the main subject. So I hope you all really enjoy maths. Don't worry, we're not going to spend every tutor group doing maths though. So I'll have a look at the questions. Okay, so I've just seen we've got one saying, what about lunch? So lunch for you would be at 12:30. They've changed lunchtime, so because of COVID, there's staggered lunchtimes, and I think that's something that they're planning on keeping for next year. So it'll be at 12:30. I believe that's year 7, 8, and 9. So you can buy your lunch from the canteen, or you can bring your lunch. They have a thumbprint sort of way of buying your food where you top up money at home, and I think your parents will organise that for you. So that should save some time when you're buying your lunch, and that will be set up hopefully when you come. Let's have a look. Miss Krang, is there a question you could help me answer? So do you have to wear tights in the summer, or can you wear socks?
No, you are perfect. You don't have to wear tights in the summer. If you'd like to wear tights, you definitely can do. But no, I think it gets quite warm in the summer. I think it's due to get warm tomorrow. So yeah. Socks are absolutely fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, what is usually on the menu for lunch? I believe that this will be online, so it does change. Sorry, as I've said to you, I'm actually new to this school as well, so I haven't actually bought any lunch here yet, but I do believe that that is on the website and can change weekly. I will also check that with Miss Krang. Sorry, Miss. Sorry,
Miss. I didn't hear that.
That's what was fine. I was just saying. Yeah, sorry. I know you're dropping in and out of calls, but I was just saying, because I'm new to the school as well, I haven't actually had lunch at the canteen yet. But somebody's asked. Yeah, it does look good.
The smell of the garlic bread in particular is it's delicious.
Yeah, no, it does smell good, and I might even try tomorrow. But somebody's asked what is usually on the menu for lunch, and I said I believe this might be online. Is there?
Yes, yeah, correct. So the menu is online for you to have a look at. Our canteen do I'm not sure what it's called, a bi-weekly is every other week, whatever the word is for every 3 weeks is a different menu. So you can get either a main school, like a proper sit down hot dinner that you can buy, or you can get things which we kind of class as the more grab and go things. So things like paninis, or a slice of pizza, or a pasta pot, or something along those kinds of things. We've also got wraps and sandwiches, but then the sit down meals are things more like jacket potato with beans and cheese, or lots of different things. There's lasagna, there's cottage pie, a whole range of things. They are delicious.
Perfect, thank you. So yes, you can arrive to school early. I believe it's from 8:20 you can arrive. Okay, so tutor group session, you'll have tutor every morning. We'll do different things. There might be things scheduled as a year group, so all of year 7 will be doing it. There might be assemblies, might be quizzes, there might be activities that I'll just be doing with you. So it'll always be quite different, but it will just be a nice sort of time in the morning for you to sort of come in, see your tutor group, see your tutor, and sort of prepare yourself for the day. Okay. So I do believe you can bring your bike. There are bike sheds, and I assume you would have to get a lock for that. I will check that with Miss Krang as well. Hi, Miss.
Oh, go on, sorry.
Sorry, another question. Okay. Someone asked about how to arrange bikes and if they need a lock, and I said they can bring their bike, and I obviously
so we've got bike sheds. It's a stipulation that if you're bringing in your bike, you need to have a lock to be able to lock it up with. Yes, our bike sheds are locked up. We've got gates that go around them at the sides of the day, at the beginnings and the ends of the day, but it is part of the rules that you need to have your own lock to be able to lock your bike up with.
Perfect, thank you. I don't think there's any more questions at the moment, unless they haven't come through. And if there are any questions, please do ask. So yeah, someone's asked, is it okay to bring your phone so you can organise getting home as long as it doesn't come out during the school day? Yes, so people do have their phones. Obviously, sometimes beginning and end of the day, you might have to arrange transport, but it has to stay in the bag. Even break and lunch, it shouldn't be out. So as long as it is in your bag all day, then yeah. Wangels does not have a swimming pool, I'm afraid. There are extracurriculum classes. They do run, I believe, from 3 till 4, but swimming just won't be one of them because there isn't a swimming pool. But there will be clubs and things, and I think there'll be more details in September of these, but these will run from 3 to 4. If there are any more questions, please do ask.
Miss, I think you're doing well on the questions. Mr. Owen, who's on his live event at the minute, is being asked about his favourite food.
Oh, really?
You're getting all the good ones.
Yeah, I'm getting general sensible ones about school. Okay. Can't see any more coming through. Okay, another one. So how many people in one class? So this might vary from subject to subject and sometimes in sets as well. So maths we do sometimes have different amounts, but I'd say your typical class could be about 30 students. So I think in our tutor group we may have about 30, yeah. That's typical what you would expect. So I don't know how that might vary from your experience in primary school as well and from different primary schools. Oh, I will ask Miss Crang about school playing. Sorry, Miss Crang, she's there. So, do the school play any other local schools at sports?
Yes, yes, we play a lot. The best question to ask that to is to one of our PE teachers when you come in September. But I know that our teams, less so at the moment just because it's COVID, but our football teams, our netball teams, all of those regularly go to different schools, have schools come to us. We are very competitive and very much enjoy our sport. We've had year 7s doing their sports day today and it was amazing.
Yeah, there was a really cool sport festival on today where I think it was year 8 and 10, year 7 and 10 today. I think it's year 8 tomorrow, where they're doing lots of different sports. So I'm participating in that tomorrow morning in badminton, so that'll be exciting. Another one. Oh, someone's asked me now what's my favourite food. That's a tricky one. It's really hard to. I'm not fussy with food, but pizza's always a good one, isn't it? You can't get bored of pizza. What can you do after lunch? So obviously after lunch you've got half an hour for lunch, so you might need that half an hour. You might eat really quickly and then you'll be free for a little bit. So that is, you know, social time. Make sure you go to the toilet before your next lesson. If you need to go, fill up your water bottle, things like that. And try and use it wisely. But it is just social time to be with your friends. There are some sports that you can play. There's definitely some courts, but there are, you know, rules that you have to try and adhere to with when using balls as well. Yeah, so obviously after lunch, that is your free time to get lunch, get prepared the rest of the afternoon, and then you'll have period 4 and 5 after that. Yes, there will be. I believe this session is being recorded, I think, if I'm right, Miss Crang. I'm not sure she heard me.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Someone asked if the session's being recorded, and I said I believe it is, and I think this will be sent out to them.
What was that? Sorry, the recording of the session?
Yeah, is this session being recorded?
Yeah, it gets automatically recorded, and then it will go up onto the website either by the end of the week or at the start of next week.
Perfect, thank you. So at the moment we've got sort of different designated areas for break and lunch because of COVID. Whether this will carry in September, I'm not sure, but that will be published soon. Someone's asked if you get fish and chips at lunch. I think I have seen fish and chips at lunch. I think maybe last Friday I saw somebody eating fish and chips, so I think that might be a thing. But as Miss said, if it's like a tri-weekly menu, if it's every 3 weeks, then it might just be that it was one Friday, but I'll look out for tomorrow as well if it's Friday, if it's fish and chips as well. Someone asked if you're going to see each other on a meeting. I think you might, if you do mean a Teams meeting, I don't think you will. But in September, we will all meet in person for the first time. So that'll be Friday, 3rd of September. You know, you might know some people already coming from your school, but I know you might not know your tutor groups yet. I don't know if you're in the same tutors then. So are you allowed to go to the toilet in class, or can you only go at break and lunch? We do have a policy that you should be going to the toilet at break and lunch. So try and stick to that as best as you can. Someone's asked us sushi from the canteen. Can't say I have seen any sushi, I'm afraid. You can bring snacks at break time. Someone asked, can you bring in break time snacks? I know some primary schools have different rules on that, but here you can bring snacks and you can bring what you want. Obviously, try and have a healthy, kind of balanced lunch and snacks, but yes, you can, and you can have that at break, and break is 11 till 11:30. So, Ms. Crang, I believe students, according to government guidelines at the moment, they don't have to wear masks from September.
No, so at the moment, in terms of what the government tell us to do is changing quite regularly at the moment. So the question was, I'm not sure if Miss repeated it, is will I have to wear a mask? I don't want to give you a firm yes or a no on that. However, what I can assure you is that we will write to you in September to tell you whether that's the case. Because if I were to say yes or no now, the likelihood is that the guidance given by the government will change in the next 6 weeks. But please don't worry, we will write to you and we will let you know whether that's the case or whether that's just guidance or whether it's a you don't have to. Please don't worry about it. I know it's something that you're not used to, you don't have to do in primary school. Thinking of my current year 7s who I've just handed over to the next head of year, they've worked remarkably well, considering that actually wearing a mask isn't necessarily the best thing, but actually it's not quite as bad as we've gotten used to it now. So we will let you know, so please don't worry about it. We'll let you know about masks.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Crang. So yeah, as Ms. Crang said, guidelines do keep changing according to the government, so plan is no at the moment, but that could change. So someone's asked, how much homework will you get weekly? So that does vary subject to subject. I know for maths, it's meant to be twice a week. How that teacher might decide to set that homework and what kind of task it is might vary as well from teacher to teacher. But other subjects, it might be once a week. It just depends on the subject, but you will get told about that in the first week, so don't worry about that at all now. Do you have any group projects? In maths currently, there's none that I know of, and I think that's because it can be quite hard if you have a group project to work outside of school. If it's in school, you might do, and again, that just might depend on subjects and teachers and how they might like to teach their lesson and what activities they've included. There are still zones, so I don't know, someone's just asked if there are still zones in the school. So we've got green zone, yellow zone, red zone, and then our community zone. Which is sort of the main building as you come in, and it's got the sixth form area, and you've got, Mr. Bartlett's office and some other, offices like finance, and we've got our reflect and the den down there as well. So yeah, having those coloured zones actually makes it really useful when you're trying to find rooms. So knowing that you're going to the green zone is green, the whole building, and the red zone it's red, yellow zone is yellow, so that makes it a little bit easier. Someone's asked if you can wear shorts all year round. You could, but it might get quite cold in winter, I would say, so might not be the best idea if you want to stay warm. Yeah, so Ms. Crang, someone's asked if they can play football at break, and I did say ball games I think are allowed. Yeah,
what we've currently got at the minute is, because we're having to kind of share spaces and ensure that everybody gets a space to be able to do it. Year 7s are allowed to play football at lunchtime rather than break time at the minute. We've got a big supply of footballs, so you don't need to worry about bringing your own one in. But we will tell you when we're able to do that, because it's just dependent on year groups and where year groups are situated around the school.
Can I also ask, oh no, I've lost Miss Krang, don't worry, I'll come back to that question. Let's see. Someone's put Japan food question mark. I'm not sure if that's about the canteen or related to something else, but if you want to elaborate, you can, and I'll try my best to answer. So if you can stay after school, how long can you stay for? So if you're at a club, that will normally be from 3 till 4, so it'll be an hour after school. I think the other day they said in the presentation to another year 7 class that 4:20 is kind of the latest that you can accommodate somebody, and after that, so they should be picked up at around that time, and that's sort of the latest time to be around. So someone's asked, with the zones, do we still need uniform cordling? So yeah, so uniform's not affected by these zones, are just the buildings where we have the zones, so it doesn't affect uniform at all. So that will just be normal uniform rules. Okay, so you elaborated on the Japan food for lunch. There might be, I'm not sure. If once that menu's published, I can always show you in Tutor how to view that menu online as well. So that tri-weekly menu, we can see what kind of food's on. So a girls' football team, I'm not sure. I will ask Ms. Krang about that as well. So sorry with some of the questions, because I've only just started at this school as well, as I said. So still, like you, trying to learn my way around a little bit. I think that's all the questions that have come through for now. If there is anything else, then please do ask. Miss Krang, sorry again. I was just saying I haven't been here for very long, just like the year 7, so I'm having to ask you a few of the questions.
That's okay.
So one of the questions, a couple of them sports related. So someone said about using the gym after school. Is that open for students?
Yeah, so we've got so the PE staff, let me start again. We've got an awesome gym with so many different bits of equipment and things, which you will use in your PE lessons as well. But if you would like to use the gym in your own time, then we have got it open after school Monday to Thursday. At the moment, it is a different year group on a different day to ensure kind of the social bubbles and try to manage the amount of people. I can't tell you that that will be exactly the same next year because it will be kind of COVID dependent. But yes, you will get the opportunity to use the gym once you have joined. My strong recommendation is that the gym is unbelievably popular at the very, very start. You might find actually giving it a couple of weeks, letting it calm down, and then being able to get in, because obviously we can't take everybody. It's not a huge gym.
And is there a girls' football team?
Yeah, there is. Our girls' football team are awesome.
That's good, great. So I think that's all questions so far. I will just hang about a little bit just to see if anyone else has anything else they want to ask. So if there's any last minute questions. Just checking I haven't missed any as well. Okay, I think that seems to be all the questions, Miss Krang. I haven't had any new ones come in.
No, you look like you've done it. Fielded them amazingly, Miss. Thank you. What I was going to say then, thank you so much, Year 6s, for joining. It's really lovely to see so many of you attending. I hope that it has given you the opportunity to feel a little bit calmer, possibly about the start of starting in September. It is a nerve-wracking thing, but you know Mrs. Face now. You know that she is going to look out for you when you arrive. And as I said, if you've got any more questions, please do send them to us in an email to Waynedraws Transition. It's the one that I have been emailing your parents on quite a regular basis, so feel free to do that. Miss, I think you might have had one more come in if you want to answer that question, and then we will finish it there, and any more questions can come in via email.
Yeah, sure, thank you. Okay, so I think the last question that's come in, so how much homework do we get? So just mentioned it briefly earlier. So I've said for maths, I know it's definitely twice a week as a department. Other subjects vary. It might just be once a week, and it might depend on departments and teachers themselves and what kind of tasks they set. I know in maths, teachers have different, but there's not a set way, so you can set different kind of tasks. You know, as a teacher myself, I won't set massive tasks. It will be if it's twice a week. So. And our rule is never for the next day. So don't panic if you've got maybe a sports thing after school, you've got evening plans. Still, you know, getting into secondary school, there's a little bit of more organisation that I guess you've got to be prepared for. But don't worry if you can't do it for the next day. So that's policy that you can't expect homework in for the next day. So you have got at least one more evening to do it if you are really busy that one evening. But yeah, try and plan maybe at the beginning what days you're going to do your homework if you're going to decide to do it on the day you get it, or if you're going to decide to do it on certain days. But yeah, try and get yourself organised with that. I think that's the last question. So yeah, thank you, Year 7, and I think that's it. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you all in September, and I hope you do have a lovely summer. I hope that some of you, if not all of you maybe, could do the Rangers passport and we can have a look at that, maybe display some of them in the tutor room. But apart from that, I think that's everything. So thanks again for attending, and I will see you all in September.
Thank you so much, Miss. Really appreciate you giving up your time.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.